So, right here is going to be a picture of what they put. This is what they used for Cobra Commander. What they were going for was this version over here, which is stupid. I don't like this version. Admittedly, this was probably the version that came after the G.I. Joe animated movie, where we find out, oh, he's part of a group of from this mystical place called Cobra La La La, or whatever. I don't know. Now, I grew up on this version. Anything with that nice helmeted version, the nice sheen, the opaque thing. I'll even go one better. How about this version, where he's just got that cloth over his head? I like that. I liked those versions. The cloth thing was fine. The mask, any color. Like, there's red masks, black masks, blue. Same with the helmet, and it all looks fine. It fits the character. I just like it. The silver mask thing with the eye holes? No. I don't know why it bugs. Actually, I don't know why it bothers me on reflection. I don't like, but I just don't like it. Because it's kind of they tried to mix it with the fabric mask and this, and they completely get it right in the next movie. The next movie fixes that, which is fine with me. I was never a fan of it's one of those things. I was never a fan of G.I. Joe growing up, but I became a fan of the characters. And Cobra Commander was just one. Cobra Commander, basically the main three in this movie, the three that show up in this movie were my favorite villains. It was Cobra Commander, Destro, and the Baroness. So, I admit, more Destro and the other, because growing up, but yeah. Oh yeah. So let's get to what goes on at the end. So they end up capturing the Cobra Commander. Get that. Cobra Commander and Destro. Baroness is also in prison, but not to the extent that those two are. Mostly because Duke's like, oh, I'm going to get you out of here, baby. I'll pull some strings, babe. I hate that so much. So, and the ending is basically sequel bait, because it shows during the commotion with the missile, Ripcord does eventually blow up the last missile, which ends up destroying also the plane he's in. So he survives, and him and Duke become Joes. They both get killed in the next movie because reasons. Well, because The Rock's been in this movie. He's a bigger star. I'll get to that in the next movie. Yeah. Sequel bait is the fact that during they take the president into the bunker for protection while everything else is going on. However, one of his guards happens to be a Cobra operative. One of the few times you actually see the Cobra symbol is when they're showing off earlier in the thing, and it shows up on someone's skin because of nanomachines. So he kills everyone but the president. Out of a secret panel walks Zartan. Zartan? Always forget his name. Zartan. who now infused with nanomachines is able to take the look of the president. So now he's president. So, and that's where it goes to credits. My final thoughts and what I would do. This movie sucks. The movie sucks. Even if it wasn't a bastardized script, even if it wasn't done to be if it wasn't done to try to beat the striking hikes by the writers and stuff, it was just a cash. It was simply, it wasn't even a cash grab. It was to keep the rights. It was a cheap, stupid way for Paramount to keep the rights. That's it. Because Paramount hasn't had shit on their plate. With recent events happening, they're not going to have Star Trek anymore. They're not going to have I think, might be wrong. I'll be right here. All they have is, I think, Fast and Furious. I'll be right here. Call me a dumbass or something if I'm wrong. And Transformers. And even Transformers, I haven't seen the Bumblebee movie, but the 5 Transformers movies, man, I wish I could forget them. Because Transformers just looked like shit. But, yeah. So, of course Paramount's going to fuck it up. They're like Sony. That's all they do. That's all they do. Fuck it up. So let's go into my major complaints. I really don't have many major complaints other than the Cobra thing. Because Cobra, the group, was never mentioned at all. They hinted, like I said, they had the little scar thing happen on the back of the ear. They hinted at it. They talk about a cobra, pet cobra of theirs, but they never talk about Cobra as a terrorist group. You get the Cobra, which I am convinced he was supposed to be the mysterious benefactor and what should have happened. I think there was a script where the Cobra was actually a benefactor and partnered with McCullen to do all this. But McCullen didn't know. He was only under the assumption that there was just some guy calling himself commander. So he ends up having Storm Shadow kill the Cobra. Now, my thing would have been at the scene where they're on the sub, Mindbender would have called up Cobra Commander, where he's wearing the fabric thing with the eye holes, and they tell him what the situation is and all that stuff. And he's not even interested in all that. He is blaming McCullen for all of this, and even tells him the next time you try to ever kill, about how he's impressed that he tried to kill him already. McCullen's got this confused look on his face because it's like, what do you mean I tried to kill you? He just pulls off the mask, and it's just the guy who played the Cobra. Like, now he has to have a mask on because he's got to hide himself from the rest of the world, because now to the rest of the world he's supposed to be dead. So but Mindbender already had nanomachines, so that saved him or something, because they can do that. So that's how that goes. I really wish it went with it, because it was such an obvious thing. You have a guy named De Cobra, and then you just kill him off and forget he exists. In a movie called Rise of Cobra, there was a huge lack of Cobra in this movie. The symbol, Cobra symbol, does not even appear until right before they freaking get caught on the sub. And it feels so much like someone said, hey, we called this movie Rise of Cobra, and there's nothing about Cobra. Destro says nothing about Cobra. About the group being called Cobra. Freaking Mindbender, nothing about it being called Cobra. No Cobra. Nothing. No hints. Not even a wink. Nothing. Just little things that, oh, here's a Cobra. Here's a Cobra. Oh, this guy's name's the Cobra, and we're going to use him as a... Oh my God. Oh my God. You fucking idiots. Freaking idiots. You had every blasted opportunity. And I don't give a shit if this was a bastardized script. And it was. Make it fucking work. I'm going to have to look it up. But I guarantee you, I'm going to put right here if Brian Summers has done anything after this fucking movie. Because I don't give a shit if there's... about the writer's strike or anything. This movie should have been shelved if it was that. If you wanted it to start another franchise, which they did, and it didn't, to rival your Transformers thing, it should have been shelved until this mess was. They should have been like, hey, Hasbro, we have this movie, we really feel big about this, can we get like a little bit more time to freaking put it together, because of the strike, so we don't have to worry about this. Oh yeah, we can do that. Oh, yeah, we'll give you the time. Look at what you did with you made our Transformers are such a your success. Hey, you know what? If I'm Hasbro, I'd have given them more time. Why not? Look at what they've done with it. I mean, yeah, you have people that don't like it. But, I mean, hey, despite everything, they still make billions of dollars, right? Right? But no, they rushed it out. They bastardized a script together. None of it makes goddamn sense. None of it. Like, oh my God. I just would have thrown this. I seriously should have shelved it, asked for a little bit more time, some more time, until after the strike was done. We have all these things going on. It's going to work. We did. They should have leveraged the Transformers and said, we can make this good, but we can make this a billion-dollar franchise, but we need more time with this. We did this with Transformers. We could do this with this. Boom. And seriously, like I said, they should have used Transformers as leverage there. But they didn't. They rushed out a piece of shit. I thought it was... you know what? I saw this the other day in preparations for this. And, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, it's worse than I remembered it. I thought it was bad. But this is worse. I mentioned to a friend of mine yesterday, like, it was one of those movies you think, you're like, oh, why don't I watch this movie? Why don't I watch a movie anymore? It's a bad movie, but it's like, ha bad, oh yeah, you know how that is. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's usually fun to watch. This was terrible. This wasn't that. It wasn't. This was like bad. Like, oh God, I can't even shut my brain off and enjoy this bad. It was so bad. Oh God. So anyway, so until next time, guys. God, I don't know what movie I'm going to do next. I'm going to have to. So, but hey, hope you enjoyed this little trip. I hope the next movie doesn't give me a freaking headache. I'll see you next time on